Take one hostile rainforest and the world's greatest river. Add 8 young adventurers. Then roast in tropical heat for 3 weeks. It's a recipe for tension, trauma and personal triumph. Each night the adventurers record a video diary, providing a unique insight into their true feelings about the extreme expedition.
Camera.
Hello everyone.
Wow. We don't know where to start.
Hey guys, well, I was first in the Amazon.
The young adventurers had a marathon 2-day journey from the UK, heading for a remote part of the Amazon rainforest in Peru. It ended with an exhilarating 100-mile boat ride up the mighty Amazon River.
The most amazing thing was seeing the Amazon. It's so big and it just goes. There's trees from everywhere.
And the river was massive, and it hadn't sank in before then. It hadn't at all. I'm getting to live there for 3 weeks, and I was just so happy and really hyper. I was like jumping about in my seat and stuff.
Apparently we reached like at the tops 40 knots, which is like really fast, and that was just brilliant. It was so fun. Everyone else went to sleep apart from like at some point, apart from me, Kelly and Sam, and I thought it was just, I couldn't sleep because it was just so like exciting. My adrenaline was bursting the whole time.
I had no idea how they could fall asleep. I didn't even want to blink when I was on the riverboat because everything was so exciting. I just wanted to look at everything.
Quite humbling actually, because I was just, we were coming down the speedboat, I was looking at just the size of me and the size of the trees. If I'm nothing compared to a tree, what am I in the grand scale of things? And that was quite, yeah, a thoughtful moment.
Base camp for the first week's jungle training was a typical local hut.
Right.
Cool.
Okay, follow me to our luxury home.
It had no electricity or running water or any other modern conveniences.
Keep falling over everything.
We got shown the toilets. They're just like a cesspit. They haven't been cleaned out in about 3 years, I think. And we've been told to hover because it's not safe to sit down.
Each toilet was just a hole in the ground and didn't flush at all.
It's basically a long drop.
We hear it splash.
Have a look, go on back.
I'm kind of missing not being able to go to the toilet without like checking for snakes every time I take a step. And the toilets here absolutely stink.
Oh, it's got worse since yesterday. I have done a toilet experience, which was quite interesting. I'm hoping I won't need to go again tonight because my bum may get bitten a good couple of times. Bobby, go away! I'm trying to pee! And I've been bitten on the bum.
These toilets are just they're horrible. Can't stand them. It's like I need to pee and then I go to the toilet and I'm just like, no, I don't need to pee anymore, I'm okay.
They were also shocked by living so close to all the local jungle creatures.
Right guys, just to keep you happy, you're sleeping up here, yeah?
Yeah.
See all these holes here? All spiders. All spiders.
Oh, no.
Okay?
No.
It made recording video diaries quite a spooky experience.
I'm a bit... I think it's apprehensive about the whole jungle thing. There's mosquitoes everywhere, snakes in roofs apparently. Because, what was that?
What was that?
I'm getting quite scared now. Because there's a lot of crunching going on and I actually can't see anything other than the camera at the moment.
So it just banged on the ground right next to me.
I'm really paranoid now.
I gotta go now because I'm starting to get a bit freaked out because there's like snakes and stuff at night and I'm sat on a bench on my own.
Right, I'll wrap this up because I'm actually really scared. Don't worry, sorry. It's only a person. I thought it was a jaguar or something.
Next morning, they learnt more about the dangerous creatures they might encounter in the rainforest.
Everything here has been collected within about 200-300 metre radius of our camp. There's 2 parrot snakes in here. You'll find them up in the trees, right? But they're beautiful, beautiful snakes, but extremely, extremely deadly, right?
We saw all these wild animals and snakes today. We saw so many snakes and lizards and frogs and all. They're so amazing. And you think, wow, aren't I in the best place in the world?
Oh!
All
right.
Wow.
Speckled caiman. Plenty of these in the river swimming at night time, all right?
I'm still a bit worried about all the bugs and beasties and other little animals like that that might like to be our friends that I don't particularly want to be my friend. But the thing is, they've got just as much right to be here, if not more than I have, so I let them be.
Oh my.
And straight to the campsite.
Yeah.
Excellent.
An important part of jungle training was learning to purify river water.
We've got to put iodine in the water and that's all we can drink. It tastes horrible. Absolutely horrible.
I think you're a bit fussy.
I'm not fussy, it's having a distinctive palate.
There's disgusting, like vomiting, cyanide taste. It's kind of wearing down a bit. It's kind of becoming the norm to be drinking that.
When I go home, I'm going to fill up a massive bottle of iodine water and give my family some choke on, so they know how harshly I've been living.
An essential tool in the rainforest is a dangerous knife called a
Out
machete.
the sides, behind you, yeah?
Went into the jungle and we got machetes. I love these things.
It is absolutely vital that you understand how to use one of these safely.
The team had special training before they were allowed to use the machete, but some were still very wary of handling it.
As soon as I got them and he was just describing all the things that happened, I felt physically sick. I mean, it's so easy. The slip of a hand and your foot comes off, your fingers come off. And I particularly like my limbs, and I don't know about anybody else, but I really don't want to lose mine. And that really scared me.
I tapped it on my hand and cut my hand just from tapping it. Really hurt. They're so sharp, it's unbelievable.
Some of the girls like, oh, I don't want to take it, I don't want to take it, oh, no, we can't, what if I hurt myself, what if I hurt myself? I thought that was a bit silly.
You feel like you've got a killing machine. Feels like that, you realise that it's not a toy.
After a tiring day in the tropical heat, the evening brought the first sign of tensions in the group.
Matt and Jamie had a little tiff today.
Matt was annoyed about Jamie putting all the juices straight into the sauce because he was really hungry and he was sort of wanting to be in control of how the food was.
He kept on saying, oh yeah, you can't do that, you're supposed to drain it, but he hadn't offered to do anything.
Things that would not normally wind you up back home really wind you up here. So you just start niggling at the tiniest little things.
He's poured all the tomato juice, all the pea juice and all the hot dog juice into a big pan.
Yeah, Matt, you're evaporating his water, stop whinging yourself.
I'm not whinging, she asked me. She asked me a question.
Is that there with a face like thunder?
I'm really quite worried now because I really don't want us going into the jungle as a team and then breaking apart.
It might be me a bit because I'm tired and irritable and like whatever, but it did get on my nerves a little bit.
But Jamie seemed to be getting on rather better with another member of the team.
There were some people who said that they reckon Jamie fancied Beth. I'm not sure about that. It could be true. But I think Beth got Jamie for some reason.
I have a good friendship with Jamie, and I really don't fancy him at all, but he's a guy and I can flirt with him and I can get on well with him, and it helps because I have someone to talk to, and, you know, everybody likes a good flirt now and again. Well, I certainly do.
And there was also plenty of camp gossip about another possible relationship.
This whole Callie and Sam thing, I think it's just because they're both Scottish, but they do seem to kind of go to the toilet together quite a lot. I don't know if they're like going anywhere together behind the toilet, but see what happens there, you never know.
Everyone has been saying that I fancy Sam, which is just really a load of words I can't say on this because people will get annoyed. And I'm just, he's great as a friend, and we've got lots in common, and he's really fun, but I don't fancy him, so it's just silly and it's annoying me.
With no roads through the rainforest, rivers are the only way to get around, so next it was time to learn how to handle a dugout canoe.
Kelly, slack a bit, we're turning too far to the left.
No, yeah, that's it. Everyone paddle left side.
It's cool.
Sorry, I'm wrong again.
And get Sim to do it, get Sim to do the same.
You're confusing me.
Come on, we're turning, we need Kelly, come on.
We had to do canoeing, which was, it was extremely depressing. Because our boat, no matter which way it turned, it would go the other way and then it wouldn't stop.
Paddle hard, paddle hard. Go, go.
On the right, on the right.
Come on, people.
The group was not gelling, they were not working together, we weren't paddling at the same rate, everyone was doing their own thing. And honestly, on a canoe, if you do your own thing, you might as well not be in the canoe because you don't go anywhere.
Now paddle forward.
Paddle,
Both all paddle forward.
Paddle, paddle.
Meanwhile, the other team were having a much more successful time.
We went out on the river, which was great. I love canoeing, and I worked on my upper body strength before I came because I knew we'd be canoeing. That was great fun.
It was me, Matt, Georgia, and Beth. Beth. And we did really well. We worked really, really well as a team, and we were not bad at it actually. We could get around pretty fast.
Matt was steering, Georgia was chanting when to row, so we got on really well. I think that was a good thing about the canoe. We got to bond with one another a lot today.
We had to practice man overboard and capsizing, which I thought was really great fun. But I got water in my boots, and that is the most disgusting. Wet socks are the most disgusting feeling ever.
We're sinking!
Practice stink of river water, but yeah, you just get used to it. And our catchphrase is, if we all smell, no one smells, which is a really good catchphrase.
Oh, there's a huge spider on your back, Georgia.
By the end of the day, some team members were starting to have a problem with Matt.
He really, really annoyed me today. When we were in the boats, me and Beth and Georgia were working really, really hard. And then Matt sort of just kind of stopped, and I said, look, mate, why are you stopping? He says, because I can't be bothered. And I said, well, you should be bothered, because look, me and Beth are working really hard, and so is Georgia. And he said, yeah, I know, but my hands are sore. And then 5 minutes later, literally after working way too hard, Beth practically fainted.
I love Matt. I think he's hilarious. He's so funny. But today I think he's been quite lazy. I mean, we've been involved in a lot of things and he's just sort of sat around and he's been kind of me.
I'm not feeling that well actually. I feel a bit depressed, don't know why. Don't know whether it's the food or the heat or home or what, I don't know.
Matt is not eating at all. I don't know what I was expecting from the food.
Just had me tea. I haven't had much really. Just about 2 spoonfuls, same as any other night.
Matt is just not in a bit of a state, but he's just having a hard time just now because he's not liking it very much.
I'm starting to miss all home luxuries, like just simple things like going to bed, like a quilt or a pillow. Like I have no pillows, you know, when you get up in the morning your neck kills you because your head's just on the floor.
Most of the others were loving the Amazon experience, but all were united in their hatred of one tiny creature.
I just like to listen to the sounds, but most of the time it's sort of drowned out by a flipping mosquito in my ear.
Oh, I'm getting bitten alive.
I've just been bitten again and I can't stand it. These mosquitoes are the worst in the world.
Just killed a mozzie.
Bites everywhere. I don't understand how I've got so many bites actually.
Some people are more susceptible, and you and me happen to be
I
those
am
people.
one of those people, aren't I? Oh. Jeez, stupid little things. These mosquitoes are really annoying. Hang on a sec, I just gotta like... Yeah, that's more like it.
Day 4 brought the announcement that some were dreading.
I'm afraid you've had your luxury time. Now it's time to go out into the jungle. We're off.
They were going to spend their first night camping out in the heart of the rainforest in training for their main expedition.
And I don't know if I like the idea of it getting any rougher than this, really, and I'm quite scared of if it gets any rougher than this, can I cope?
Generally, I'm a bit tired and a bit run down, which is a scary thing because I know it's going to get a lot harder from now on.
It's going to be hot in the sun, all right?
put
And it's
your
going to be
hats on.
hard work. Really try and work together with the front person to keep the strokes in time. Yeah, you ready to go, guys? You ready to go?
Are we ready?
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go.
To get to their campsite in the jungle, they had a canoe journey of about an hour upriver.
We got to go down the river, which was absolutely beautiful. It was so amazing how the trees just arched in together. It was almost like we were looking into another world or a postcard. It was just too perfect. So that's when it really, like, you got to sit back when you were rowing and go, wow, I'm really in the Amazon.
Can you paddle, please, Matt?
As we've gone up one of the little tributary to our camp, we discovered that the river had dried up.
We realised that it hadn't rained for so long that the path was blocked. So firstly, we got out and dragged all 4 massive big wooden canoes over a mud bank, and it actually took all 8 of us and Ben and Polly to get the canoes over the mud bank.
And they are so heavy that they're made out of just dug out big trees, basically. Absolutely, but they weigh, oh, it feels like they weigh tons.
Fantastic, but 3 more to go.
So we had to get on like, basically our hands and knees and push the canoes. So he was absolutely shattered after that.
And all their superhuman efforts turned out to be in vain.
You off the log?
About 10 yards further upstream, we discovered that the river had dried out, and so that was just for a big, complete waste of time anyway.
Guys, stop paddling, stop paddling. There's a dead tree in the way.
I think we might just be quicker just to walk.
There was no way to get the canoes through this time, so the only option was to trek the rest of the way to the campsite.
Everybody, we need to put our rucksacks on, okay? And go for a bit of a walk.
We had to walk for about half an hour, really heavy bags. And it's really exhausting, I can tell you. Really exhausting. It was just physically draining. I was actually exhausted. I mean, the rucksack weighed so much, and I actually put it on my back and almost ripped my back muscles. I was really struggling with that.
Okay, I'm up.
Is that cool?
Yeah. It was it's horribly heavy weight on your back, and it just felt like you were going to fall to the floor and like get crushed by the weight of your bag.
Ow! Thank you.
Tim, get your arm off that branch, it's covered in termites.
Loads of dodgy stuff on the ground, and I fell over once, we all fell over.
You've got everyone up.
One big push, 1, 3.
Quick, because we're getting infested by ants on the front here. Big fire ant next through this bit, so just move quickly through here, but just watch your footing.
And the only thing I could think of all the time I was walking there is that I wanted to go home and that I wanted to just be back with my family and my friends and, you know, where I felt safe.
Twice, I think, or maybe even 3 times on the walk, I was actually on the verge of tears just because I couldn't think of anything but home.
But I'm glad I did stick with it and, you know, pulled it through. Because it got quite hard at times, and that was probably the most testing thing we've done all the time, like this whole trip. And this is really where it starts.
Well done, guys. Yeah, good effort.
They had a whole campsite to set up, which would test them all to the limit, but there was still time to reflect on just how remote they now were.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I'm out in the wilderness for the first time. It's really cool, to be honest. It's fun. It feels like an adventure.
Are we going in?
The only place to wash was a tiny creek.
We're not actually going right in, are we? We're not actually going in.
Everyone was worried that it might be full of snakes and crocodiles.
No.
I'm not.
I'm not going in.
No.
I'll just splash myself. I'll go in. No.
Oh, go on.
Not a chance. No way.
Are you in your boots? Huh?
Yeah, you can come and stand down here if you prefer.
I keep feeling things like twigs rushing across my legs, and it's really, I'm quite paranoid, and it's really scary.
Woo! Well, he won't feel anything in the water, really. It's not that cold. It is cold. Oh, come on, you're from Scotland. Yeah, I know.
Oh.
It's not but it's still cold.
I'm getting back out.
The stresses and strains of such a long day in the wild started to take its toll on the team. By nightfall, the mood in camp was at a low.
I think today's just been really hard and really tiring. I mean, I put so much effort into it, and I think it's just drained me completely. I'm really, I don't want to cry.
Right now, things aren't looking too good. I mean, I really do want to be here, but I just never realised it was this hard.
I am absolutely shattered. I am so tired, it's unbelievable.
I had a little, a few tears emerged because I don't know. I felt like everything had just got on top of me and I was no longer in control.
I think what's hard is because I know I've still got to wait like 2.5 weeks till I see everyone again. And I just feel like I've been out here for so long and I haven't really been out here 4 days. That's really hard.
One of the key problems was lighting a fire. Without it, there was no supper.
It's 7:30 now. Normally we'd have had our tea and be starting to think about going to bed in the next sort of half hour, and we haven't even got a fire going. We almost had it once, but then nothing would catch because it was all wet.
Who's that?
Jamie. I'm coming to have a go.
Yeah, have a go, Jamie. I mean, you'll be able to do it immediately, won't you?
Oh, stressy. Yeah, don't have got me just because things. Stop stressing on everybody.
Right, just keep it there.
I know how to light kindling. Okay, just don't insult my firelighting abilities. I am the master.
I'm a bit annoyed at the moment as well because Carly and Sam have been saying that they're brilliant firelighters. I don't know, but whatever they're doing, all their bragging has been complete lies because they can't get a fire going. It's been really stressy, and he's been like it a lot lately with everybody. He's really stressing, and like 5 minutes later he'll say sorry, but then he's stressed with it again. It's been really, I don't know. He's just been really stressing on people.
It is annoying me now because I'm hungry and I'm tired and I just want to go to bed. And I know all the time in my mind that we have to walk that again tomorrow with our big kit bags on, and it's going to be even harder if we don't get any sleep and we haven't eaten.
Eventually, for safety, the leaders had to step in to light the fire for them.
The face says it all. It's getting worse and worse, actually. I started off having a really good time here, but now it's just getting worse, really.
Most unhappy of all was Matt, who'd taken a lot of criticism during the day.
I think I've been quite mean to Matt today. I think I just lost my temper with him a little bit.
Today's been really stressful for me, probably because I was sat in between Beth and Matt, who have been at each other's throats constantly.
Come on, Matt, because I'm doing all the steering here. I've just told you. Paddle right.
Tell me when we're turning.
Left.
See what the people started being funny with me or something. Why is it?
Matt, just paddle.
I just got frustrated because I felt he wasn't pulling his weight and he wasn't sort of doing the jobs that he should be doing and was just kind of complaining a bit all the time.
He gets pretty lazy, I've got to be honest. But he can cheer up anyone at any time. He's brilliant, but he can get really annoying.
Antonia, I've got a splinter. What she'll do? Tweezers.
Matt is causing a few problems within the group at the moment. He's relying on everybody else to do everything for him, and that has got to stop.
I don't know about anybody else that's starting to tick me off. I think he's a great boy, but he's starting to tick me off.
You're not sleeping off. You're helping Jamie. You're set up.
Yeah, I know, it's really starting to sting.
What, your little splinter?
Yeah.
You'll be okay. That's fine, that little thing.
We're all tired and we're all upset and we all want to moan, but we don't. We kind of stay strong because we know we have to. It's just hard when somebody can't do that and they do start moaning because it just drags everybody else down, I think.
The root of Matt's problem was food. He just couldn't stomach the expedition meals and as a result had no strength.
Okay, what I'll do a deal with you. 5 spoonfuls.
I've just nearly vomited them.
Alright, that's on 1, so let's go 2.
Matt hasn't been eating much lately, or drinking, because he's fussy. And today he's really pale and didn't have any energy to do anything.
Look, do you want vomit all over the table? Well, try and encourage me, yeah. You're not doing any help. I know it's my fault for not eating much, but it's the food anyway. I mean, it's not that good really, and the idea more makes me want to throw up. I haven't had a good day today, really. Absolutely hate it today. I'm dreading tomorrow.
Breakfast done! And by next morning, he was at breaking point.
That'll do, Jamie. It won't need more than that.
Matt's the only one here who doesn't seem to be enjoying himself particularly. He really doesn't like it here. I find it kind of hard to believe because I don't know what he was signing up for.
Yeah, I'm not like the fact that we've got to do a huge walk, and I mean huge. Just the weight of the rucksacks, and that's what I don't like, and I'm just shattered. I'm absolutely shattered. If I knew that I could go straight home, I would go straight home now.
The challenges the team had yet to face on the expedition were immense. For Matt, it was a daunting prospect.
It's not my kind of thing, really. I'm hoping that I'll adapt, but at the moment I'm just trying to find reasons why I should be enjoying it, and I can't find anything for now.
I hate it when people fight, and there was just so much tension.
Everybody let me down there. Didn't think it'd be like that.
I wasn't happy, but I just lost my temper.
People have been winding me up about Jamie today, saying that he fancies me.
Beth is not like Jamie. He hasn't got a chance.